You know, I often compare Trump to various characters in The Wizard of Oz. Flying monkeys, yeah. Wicked Witch of the West, yeah, absolutely. Scarecrow, yeah.
I could while away the hours, conferring with the flowers, consulting with the rain. And my head I'd be scratching while my thoughts were busy hatching if I only had a brain.
On the air everywhere, this is New England Broadcasting.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. It's the Ron Van Dam Show.
Hold on tight, things can get a bit weird, if you like that sort of thing.
Hey, welcome to the program. I am Ron Van Dam. Let me introduce myself. I am Ron Van Dam. What's your name? Seriously? I have this recurring dream where I'm sitting in a bar. That part's not necessarily a dream. And I'm sitting there, and Melania Trump comes walking into the bar. And she sits down right next to me at the next bar stool. And she's dressed in her designer fashion clothes with the Gucci bag and, you know, perfectly coiffed and everything, smelling like a perfume factory. And she sits down next to me, and I look over at her and I say, Melania Trump? And she said, yes, that is me, I can't do the accent. And I say, Melania, you look so sad. She says, I've had it with him. I can't stand him anymore. He drives me freaking nuts. I know he doesn't drink, but I do. I said, well, what do you want? Why are you sitting next to me in a bar stool? She says, because I want to have an affair. And I said to myself, I'm going to walk into a bar, and the first man I see, I'm going to have a torrid love affair with. And that happens to be you. I said, how can you do that to your husband, Donald? How can you do that? That's an awful thing to do. And she says, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? He has affairs on me. He pays people $130,000 to shut them up. He goes on Entertainment Tonight buses and talks about slamming women up against the wall and groping them because he's famous. He's got like 20 women accusing him of rape of some sort, and it treats me like a piece of crap. And are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? I'm looking to go upstairs with the first person I see to get a hotel room and have a love affair. And I said, okay. That's the dream. But actually, it's not a dream. It's kind of a complicated nightmare. Because I don't have sex with Republicans, so that makes it not possible. Part 2 of the dream, we go to this hotel room. We have this wild, passionate sex. And she puts on her designer clothes and starts to leave. And as she leaves the hotel room and I'm lying in the bed, I say, oh, Melania, wait a minute, don't leave so quickly. And she says, what, do you want more? You want more of these? I said, no, it's just that you got to write me a check for $130,000. She said, what? I said, yeah, that's the going rate for this, babe. You should know that better than anybody. That's $130,000, please. And she actually gets out her checkbook and writes it and gives me the money, the check, and then I say, okay, you can leave now. And that's the rest of my dream. Isn't that cute? That's an adorable dream. I know. And again, it's not a dream. It's not something I would want to do. It's something I would do for my country. and only for my country, certainly not for my benefit, because I would find that to be a little distasteful. Anyway, hey, Robert Mueller is going to be testifying, in front of a joint session of Congress, apparently, for 2 days beginning July 17th. Sounds like a movie opening. For 2 days, opening on July 17th, Robert Mueller testify. Robert Mueller said over a month ago that if he were subpoenaed to appear, all he's going to do is say, hey, the Mueller report that I put together speaks for itself. I have nothing to say. Okay, Bob, then why don't you read the Mueller report to us? And as all of America watches this on television, all other programming is canceled so we can all hear Robert Mueller speak, and he is forced to read from his report. And here's the thing about that, is that for the first time, Americans will actually hear what's in the report from Mueller himself, from his mouth, from the mouths of babes, from the horse's mouth. Because I actually read a lot of the Mueller report, Volume 2, that's where the dirt is, and it's very explicit as to the stuff that Trump definitely did that was horrifically horrible. And it's more horrible than the stuff you hear about all the time, because this is like deep investigation. You're going to hear it from Mueller's mouth, hopefully. But Donald Trump, he didn't read the Mueller report. Most of Congress didn't read the Mueller report. Few people read the Mueller report. So it's about time that as Americans, we find out exactly word for word what Robert Mueller found about Donald Trump himself. And I think that'll be fascinating. Whether it's going to change the course of history, I don't think so. We're getting too close to the election to do any kind of impeachment thing, because that would take way too long, so what's the point? Now, this is a keep your fingers crossed, shit doesn't happen in a year and a half. That's the mode we're in. I just hope we make it through this without too many scars. That's where we're at. Yeah, that's where we're at. Anyway, welcome to the program. I am, again, Ron Van Dam. I haven't changed my name since the beginning of the program when I told you my name to begin with. But we have short attention spans. There has been a report that certain drugs, this is from the FDA, the Food and Drug Administration. They said that certain daily medications, especially those for depression and similar medications, can cause dementia. As a matter of fact, 50% of the people that take these types of daily medications, prescriptions, drugs, 50% are starting to actually be measured as having conditions of dementia, as far as they can remember. So that's horrifically horrible. Then I'm thinking, well, what about the other prescription stuff that we take, like for acid indigestion, aspirin? Are we going to find out that causes something horrible, like a third breast? I don't know. I've had this this fear, I suppose, of growing extra body parts because of prescription drugs. I seriously believe that I don't know what's in these prescription drugs. I know my doctor tells me to take this stuff because I'll have a better life. My lifestyle will improve somewhat. But I seriously, this is so much trust in this doctor thing. I don't even think they know what's in these prescriptions. I think these drug companies walk into these doctor places and say, I'll buy you lunch if you give this prescription to everybody, all of your patients. Oh, lunch? Sure. Okay, I'll do that. And doctors say, no, we don't do that. We're not in control of that, and we don't do that. Well, yeah, but I don't know what I'm putting in my body every day. I take prescription stuff. I'll be honest with you. I have borderline high blood pressure. Borderline. I'm not over the line. I'm not under the line. I'm on the line. I haven't crossed the border yet. This is an immigration problem that has to do with my physical organs. I haven't crossed the border. I have borderline hypertension, you see. And so I take a pill for that. I know the name of it. I don't know what it does. My doctor told me to take it, so I blindly say, sure, whatever my doctor says, who apparently went to school in a different way than I did, a lot longer than I did too. I must trust you. I don't know. This is blind trust. This is a horrible story, and it probably has something to do with you as well. I have borderline high blood pressure, which says I have borderline hypertension. Well, in this day and age, with all the stuff going on in the world and all the cybercrime and cell phones and all that, how can anybody not have hypertension? So I take this little pill. It's a very low dose of whatever this thing is that I've been prescribed to do. I go for I think it was an optometry thing, an eye test thing not long ago. I go for so many different tests. I'm a test tube. I'm a walking test tube. So they're checking my eyes, and the optometrist, the eye doctor said, let's call them eye doctors. Stop with the optometrist stuff. I mean, they're eye doctors. And she says to me, okay, she says, how you been feeling? I said, fine. She says, and I see that, are you on any type of medications? Yes, I'm on, I have borderline high borderline. And she says, yes, it says here on your charts that you have heart disease. I said, what? It says, what on my chart? She says that you have heart disease. I have heart disease? What? Nobody told me I have what's wrong with me? Oh my God, eye doctor, I have heart disease? What's going to happen to me? She says, no. She says, what? They didn't tell you had heart disease? I said, no, they've never told me I had heart disease. You think I would remember that? That's a tag I don't want. So, heart disease. Says, yeah, you have borderline high blood pressure. So that would be under the family of heart disease. I said, are you kidding me? Borderline high blood pressure. Now I'm tagged. I have heart disease? Well, yes. You people are crazy. You're trying to drive us nuts. Wouldn't I have borderline heart disease? And she says, look, I'm not a medical doctor, but it says on your chart you have heart disease. Whoa. Well, I called up my doctor, and I told them the story, and I said I went to my eye doctor, and they said I had heart disease. And the nurse on the phone at this place that I go to, medical association, they call it. They're not doctors, they're medical associations. The nurse says, well, hold on, let me take a look at your records here. Says, yes, you have heart disease. I said, wouldn't you think you might tell me that? She says, no, well, that's the general category of anything that has to do with your heart. Says most of America has heart disease. I said, my God, what are you people doing? What are you people doing? Why are we coming up with these medical conditions for everybody? What we're saying is nobody can be completely normal. So anyway, so now I'm living with heart disease. When I go to the doctor, they take my blood pressure. It's perfectly normal and perfectly fine. And it has been forever. Yet I take this tiny little red pill that apparently takes care of my borderline. It feels like it doesn't make me feel good. Ron, how you feeling? I was fine until they told me I had heart disease. Oh, you have? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. No, they say it's nothing. They say that's just a category. That's what they say. Oh, that's what they told you. Oh, okay. Oh, is that what they told you? Oh, okay. I don't want to interfere if that's what they told. Oh, okay. Oh, God. Now you're really making me nervous. Seriously. Now I'm nervous to go to the doctor. I'm nervous to go to the dentist. Now I can't go to the eye doctor because they're going to tell me I have some disease that has nothing to do with my eyes. My eye doctor, my optometrio, she says to me, she says, a lot of diseases can be detected through the condition of your eyes. I said, well, then why am I going to this other doctor if you can just diagnose me through my pupils? Tell me, do I have gas right now? She says, well, I can't tell through your eyes. I said, well, what if I let one go? Can you tell then? Anyway, I get, the older I get, the more cantankerous I become. Have you noticed that when you're young? Everything's wonderful. Nothing matters. It's like, be careful. Don't smoke too much weed. Okay, well, no problem. Whatever. And don't stay out too late. No, I won't stay too late. Okay, whatever. I'll stay out as late as I want. What the hell's the difference? And then you get to be like 40 or something like that, and all of a sudden you start being tagged with all these things, all these diseases. And the worst thing I ever heard was that your body starts deteriorating when you're like 30 or something like that. It starts going downhill. That's the peak. I've barely gone out of the house. This is my peak. It's very scary. It's very scary. Anyway, I'm feeling fine, even though I have these little tags on me. Feel like I should have one of those little "Hello, my name is" badges on my left tit, that says "Hello, my name is Ron," and under that says heart disease. I mean, are we tagging ourselves now? When a baby is born, the parents say, well, we're very lucky. Baby's got 5 fingers and 10 toes, and I think it's 10 fingers and 10 toes. Is that it? I've lost count. Yeah, that's right. It is 10. We're very lucky. Our baby's healthy, has 10 fingers and 10 toes. I was wrong with the 5, wasn't I? I was off by half. I figure you got 5 fingers, good enough. It's good enough. But they rejoice. Oh my gosh, he's got 10 fingers and 10 toes and everything's fine. And then and then by the time you're 10 years old, you start getting things, it's got some kind of a thing on her chin there. I don't know what the hell that is, but she's got 10 fingers and 10 toes though. Got 1 nose and 2 ears and 2 eyes and 1 receding hairline and 2 legs and 2 arms. We're good. Yeah, all right. Well, yeah. I have 1 heart, and apparently there's a disease involved that I don't have. God, please. Did an interview with a guy yesterday talking about essential oils, and we're going to talk to him today. And essential oils I think they're essential. Is pretty much what I think they are. And what they're saying is some brands of essential oils, you can actually take them internally, put a couple of drops in a glass of water or something, and most people put them in these air diffusers where they diffuse the air, and it makes the air smell like lavender or orange, whatever it relaxes you both mentally and then physically. I guess it does the same thing. But one thing he did say to me, he said that exercise is very important. And You know, if I hear that one more time from a person that exercises, someone's going to get hurt. I mean, why do people who exercise incessantly, why are those the ones that tell me to exercise? Why can't I go around as a person that doesn't exercise and start saying to people that do exercise, you know, you don't have to do that? But no, it's never that way. It's always the other way around. They're like Bible thumping me, you know. Well, I exercise 4 or 5 times a week, and therefore you should too. What? Are you asking me to exercise or to find Jesus? What are you doing? What are you doing? Let me tell you, I don't exercise at all. I never get up from a chair unless I have to. And I'm telling you, that is the way of the Lord. You're over-exercising yourself. You're overworking your heart. You could end up with heart disease. Yes. You could end up with heart disease. Yeah, you don't know. You have no idea. You could. You don't know. All right. My guest today is indeed a gentleman who knows all about essential oils, and that's a very important thing. I think they are. I've done the essential oil thing before, and it wasn't so bad. It's just that it kind of like I lost interest, like with everything else. Is there anything that you've gone through your entire life and you never lost interest in it? No, I think you lose interest in everything. Even people who are married lose interest in their spouse. That doesn't mean that you end the relationship. It just means you find a different way of approaching that particular interest. But nobody has an interest for, God, I mean, I used to have bologna sandwiches every day for lunch. Do I have them anymore? No. On occasion, and I've gotten into it a little bit recently, and my stomach looks accordingly, you know, bologna not good. But I lost interest in bologna a long time ago. Oh, really, Ron? When did you start losing interest in bologna? I think when I was 21. Well, tell me about that. You want to lie down on a couch and tell me when you lost interest in bologna? You lose interest in everything. You kidding me? What's wrong with that? Nothing's wrong with that. You move on. You move on to different interests. I have heart disease. It's borderline, but they still call it heart disease. I didn't want to say this, but 2 months ago, I had a hangnail. I have hangnail disease. Last week, I don't know, something I ate or whatever, and I went to the bathroom, and my stools were loose. I have borderline diarrhea. I'm telling you, man, can't win. We're going to talk to our guest about essential oils momentarily. In the meantime, I'm so glad we have this relationship.
Ron Van Dam likes to treat every listener as someone with whom he is having an intimate, personal relationship. Although no money changes hands, there are fewer sticky bodily fluids, about half as many apologies, and he probably won't have to get rid of your body in the long run. Other than that, it's a pretty standard relationship for Ron. You're listening to The Ron Van Dam Show.
Hello.
Hello.
Is this Kai?
Is this Ron?
How did you know that?
Oh, man, brother, you have one of the coolest names. I thought I had a cool name.
Well, no, you got a cool name, too. We're in the cool name club.
Absolutely.
Ky Nix joins us. He's a health and wellness expert, an amateur athlete, and a member of the Cool Name Club. And
absolutely.
Yeah, we're talking about health today, but we're talking about overall health, and everybody wants to be at their peak. It's the biggest topic ever, and we try tons of different things, and some work, some don't. But this is a little bit of a twist. This is essential oils, and some people don't even know what that is. Could you explain that?
Yes, absolutely. So essential oils, they're very simple. Essential oils are compounds from whole plants. Mm-hmm. They're highly concentrated and very potent. And it basically what gives the plant its aroma, that smell, that beautiful smell that you get from a plant.
Okay.
And I've tried a lot, but my favorite brand is by doTERRA. I just love their potency and the purity of those oils. So that's my favorite brand.
What does that actually do to the body? I mean, how is it taken in, and how does it accentuate your health?
Well, essential oils can be taken in 3 ways. You can take it in, you can apply it topically, you can take it in internally, but the thing about taking in an essential oil internally, you want to make sure it has supplement facts on the bottle.
Okay.
All right, that's very important. And, of course, you can also take it aromatically, which is inhalation. And I love to use a cool mist diffuser to do that process.
Yeah, those things, actually, the mist diffusers have gone down in price a lot to the point where it's not even an issue. And it's pretty cool. And that way it works, I guess, while you're sleeping and while you're not even aware that it's happening.
Absolutely. One of my favorite oils to do while sleeping is I use a lavender oil.
Yeah.
And with lavender, I'll put some on the bottom of my feet, Ron. I'll drop a few drops on my pillow. I'll put a few drops in my diffuser, and it'll give me a good, deep 6 to 8 hours of good sleep. A lot of people sleep for 8 hours, but wake up still tired. But this, with the lavender, it'll give you a nice, deep sleep, which I love.
You know, talked about more now than physical health is actually mental health, as the both kind of complement each other but affect each other. Mental health is like talked about in every way, shape, and form, and we kind of don't even do much for it.
Yes, the mental health is just as important as the physical health. Like for myself, the way I like to take care of my mental health is I love meditation. Not along with a good night's sleep. I love to meditate in the morning, and I love to meditate right before bed. Now, personally, I do about 30 minutes in the morning and 30 minutes right before bed. But if you're just starting off and you're just getting into meditation, you can do about 5 to 10 minutes. And the way you want to do it is, there's a way that you don't want to fall asleep. So you don't want to lie down in the bed.
Right.
That'll usually end up with you falling asleep. So sit up in a chair, sit up in the bed, close your eyes, turn off all the social media, all the just be with yourself. And you can go on someplace like YouTube and find a good meditation, music, and just meditate for 5 minutes and just get at peace with yourself.
Now you're athletic, so you exercise. Exercise is my nemesis. Well, because I get bored within like 1 minute of doing something that I'm staring at the wall. So, but exercise, I understand. My doctor tells me is not only great physically, but again mentally, it's part of this deal.
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. And as we get older, I'll be 50 this year, Ron, which is crazy.
Okay.
It's crazy for me to even say.
Yeah,
but
don't say it.
Don't say it. But I work out about 4 to 5 times a week. I work out in the gym, and I do a combination of cardio and physical exercise with weights.
Yeah.
But someone who's just starting, physical activity is very important as we get older because not only does it prevent, certain injuries, it keeps the circulation moving in the body, which is really important. And things start to break down as we get older. So this is a good preventative care by doing something physical. And if you don't want to go to the gym, you can walk around the block. You can do a 15-minute home workout, some push-ups. You can walk in place. You can jog in place.
I guess.
So there's simple things that you can do without going to the gym and still get a good workout in and get the blood flowing.
Yeah, just keep your body moving.
Keep it moving. That's what I say, Ron. Keep it moving.
Yeah, you're less of a target that way, too.
Absolutely.
So this is like a total lifestyle thing, or it can be without like really going nuts with exercise, nutrition, cutting out the fried foods and all that crap. And
right. Don't forget that. Don't do fried foods. Stay away from processed foods.
Yeah.
And water intake, Ron, is very important. There's a simple, quick formula for water intake. You want to drink half your body weight in ounces. And you want to sip that throughout the course of the day. You want to keep the body hydrated. So that's important.
Can I put a little vodka in it, or no?
No vodka, Ron.
Damn it.
No vodka. Just water.
All right.
But you can add an essential oil to your water. I actually like to I add lemon oil to my water, and I put it in a glass of water, about 8 ounces, and it actually jumpstarts my organs in my body. It's like gets the engine going in my body. So I use lemon oil.
Okay.
So substitute the vodka with lemon oil, Ron.
All right. Or it could be lemon vodka oil.
Oh, God.
Or scotch. So, okay, now let's talk about doTERRA again. That does have the supplements listed, right?
Yes, it does. So doTERRA does have the supplement facts on the bottle, so you can take those oils internally.
Okay, so I can.
Which is very good.
So I can put those oils in the water.
Yes, you can. In a glass of water or stainless steel.
Well, I think you covered everything, and I guess all I have to do is just say to myself, I'm going to do this.
Absolutely. That's all it takes. It's all about mindset. So just get the mindset going and make it happen, Ron.
All right.
You can do it.
Okay, what's the website where I can visit about this stuff?
Absolutely. You can go to www.doterra, doterra.com. doTERRA.com.
Okay, doTERRA.com. Cool.
Yes.
Well, thanks for the advice, and thanks for the Cool Name Club membership card, and it's great speaking to you, Kai.
It's great talking to you, Ron. You have a great one.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Take care.
Interesting. Very interesting stuff, actually. Interesting stuff. Well, I'm out of time for today, but here's the bad news. I'll be back again tomorrow with a brand new show. Yeah, I know. I know what you're saying. Don't say it out loud like that. I'm right here. I wish you peace.